think we have some more interviews coming up. Hi, hello. Would you like to join us? Okay. Well, hopefully you guys are enjoying... Oh, hello.
Hello, hi.
Veronica. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What was Liam Cunningham talking about?
He was talking about how he can't get close to anyone because whenever he does, they die.
Yeah, that's...
And I told him he kind of had to...
I've been having that problem as well.
Yeah, that's kind of a running thing with a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just being on the show.
It is, and,
People.
having to get by.
So, do you consider Littlefinger to be a villain? Do you feel that way when you're acting as him?
No, I don't. I mean, he is a villain, and he's been involved in many despicable, or what some people would consider despicable acts. I do try to play the villain thing, and sometimes totally do, the pantomime villain stuff. But at the same time, you're trying to make him appealing and for people to like him and maybe even root for him and want him to succeed. And I certainly think of him as a mixture of lots of different things, but the things that drive him I think are quite human, and it's rejection really, and being born into just dismal circumstances.
Yeah.
And in a world where you kind of have to be cruel to get by.
Well, you also have to be likable in some ways because people won't buy into your story if there's no likable aspect to the character.
Yeah, I think, you could really... Yeah, people would switch off if they don't have a vested interest in your personality and where you might be going and where you might be coming from. I tend to think of it, years and years before the story starts and years after the story ends, and that we're just somewhere in the middle of this crazy life.
Right. Where do you see Littlefinger settling down? Do you see him as an Erie kind of guy? Do you see him back at the brothel? Where would he like to live out the rest of his days?
An Erie guy or a brothel guy?
Mixing it up.
I think maybe neither. I think that he really does like to be in a position of power, or close to the top, but he's bright enough not to be the person who is at the top, because that's dangerous. It's time consuming. It's not as much fun, and you can't really play people so much when you're so visible and have so much responsibility, and so many other people just want you dead.
That the numbers are growing, aren't they, season to season?
The deaths. Yeah, I know, they're kind of...
And the numbers of people wanting you dead.
I don't know about that, but yeah, probably.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time at the premiere.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, well, things